November 29, 1987, Korean Air Flight 858 was ghosting over the Andaman Sea. It was en route to Seoul, carrying 115 people. The pilot radioed in a routine status check. Time and location normal. It was the last transmission they would ever send. 4 minutes later, a Panasonic portable radio, stowed innocuously in an overhead compartment, clicked. The explosion didn't just disintegrate the plane. It was designed to disintegrate a nation's future. This wasn't a mechanical failure or a random act of terror. It was a state-sponsored assassination of an event, the 1988 Seoul Olympics. To understand why Flight 858 fell from the sky, you have to understand the desperation of Pyongyang in the late 80s. South Korea was booming. They had secured the bid for the 1988 Summer Olympics, a global coming-out party that would legitimize their economy and democracy. For Kim Jong-il, this was a nightmare. The narrative of North Korean superiority was unraveling. He needed to make the world believe that Seoul was a war zone, unsafe for athletes and tourists. He didn't send a soldier, he sent her, Kim Hyon-hui, 25 years old, beautiful, intelligent, and lethal. She had been plucked from her family at 18 and trained for 7 years in a secret mountain facility. She learned languages, martial arts, and the art of killing with bare hands. Her cover story was perfect. She was Mayumi Hachiya, a Japanese tourist. Her partner was a veteran spy, 40 years her senior, posing as her father, Shinichi. Their mission, handed down directly from the top, was simple. Destroy a South Korean plane, escape, and if caught, never speak. Before they left Pyongyang, they were given the ultimate failsafe, a pack of Marlboros. One cigarette in the pack contained a glass ampule of liquid cyanide. One bite, and death is instantaneous. The route was designed to be exhausting and confusing, mimicking the itinerary of wealthy tourists. But the critical moment happened in Baghdad. Here, field agents handed them the weapon. It looked like a standard Panasonic radio, but the batteries were fake and the internals were gutted. Inside was 350 grams of C4 plastic explosive. To amplify the blast, they also carried a liquor bottle filled with liquid PLX explosive. But at Baghdad security, the plan nearly collapsed. A security officer picked up the radio. He noticed the batteries were odd and removed them. Without batteries, the timer circuit wouldn't work. The mission was dead. In a moment of improvisation, the father, Shinichi, threw a tantrum. He yelled at the guards, playing the role of an annoyed, entitled tourist. The guards, not wanting a scene, handed the batteries back. They boarded Flight 858. In the lavatory, Kim Hyon-hui set the alarm on the radio for 9 hours later. She returned to her seat and placed the radio in the overhead bin. At the stopover in Abu Dhabi, the spies disembarked. The bomb stayed on board. As Mayumi walked through the terminal, she watched the plane taxi away. Knowing 115 people were flying toward a death she had just set in motion. The escape plan was flawed. They were trying to fly from Bahrain to Rome to Vienna, a route that made no sense for Japanese tourists. When they tried to leave Bahrain, airport officials hesitated. Their passports were excellent forgeries, but something about their travel history raised a red flag. They were stopped. Realizing the game was over, the father, Shinichi, asked for a smoke. He pulled out the Marlboros. He bit into the cyanide filter. He began to convulse immediately. He was dead before he hit the floor. Kim Hyon-hui tried to do the same. She got the cigarette to her mouth, but a Bahraini police officer tackled her.
Korean Airlines plane has disappeared over Burma and may have crashed into the sea or dense jungle.
Reports claim the woman responsible may be a North Korean spy.
With the search for wreckage of the Korean airliner concentrated on the Thai-Burma border, a strong suspicion has developed.
A small amount of poison, enough to knock her unconscious, but not enough to kill her. The North Korean master spy had failed her final order, to die. She was extradited to Seoul. At first, she spoke only Japanese and Chinese, claiming innocence. But the South Korean interrogators didn't torture her. They simply showed her the city. They drove her through the streets of Seoul. She had been taught that the South was a poverty-stricken American colony, full of beggars. Instead, she saw a thriving, modern metropolis. The lies she had killed for crumbled. She broke down and confessed to everything. She was sentenced to death. But in a twist that no one expected, the South Korean president pardoned her. He reasoned that she was not the true killer. She was a weapon, brainwashed by the North Korean regime. The real murderer was Kim Jong-il. Kim Hyon-hui lives in South Korea today, under constant protection, living with the memory of 115 lives she extinguished for a lie. The Olympics went ahead as planned. The mission was a failure. But the wreckage of Flight 858 remains a reminder of how far a rogue state will go to maintain the illusion of control.